She could not forgive them for witnessing Gavin's parade of indifference, nor could she forget Miles's patronising laughter, his attitude to Bell Chapel, or the sneery way that he and Samantha had spoken about Crystal Weedon. In spite of Gavin's apology and his tepid assurances of affection, Kay could not stop picturing him nose to nose with Mary on the sofa, jumping up to help her with the plates, walking her home in the dark. When Gavin told her a few days later that he had had dinner at Mary's house, she had to fight down an angry response, because he had never eaten more than toast at her house in Hope Street. She might not be allowed to say anything bad about the widow, about whom Gavin spoke as though she were the Holy Mother, but the Mollisons were different. I can't say I like Miles very much. He's not exactly my best mate. If you ask me, it'll be a catastrophe for the drug clinic if he gets elected. I doubt it'll make any difference. Gavin's apathy, his indifference to other people's pain, always infuriated Kay. Isn't there anyone who'll stick up for Bell Chapel? Colin Wall, I suppose, said Gavin. So, at 8 o'clock on Monday evening, Kay walked up the Walls' drive and rang their doorbell. From the front step, she could make out Samantha Mollison's red Ford Fiesta, parked in the drive 3 houses along. The sight added a little extra zest to her desire for a fight. The Walls' door was opened by a short, plain, dumpy woman in a tie-dyed skirt. "Hello," said Kay. "My name's Kay Borden, and I was wondering whether I could speak to Colin Wall." For a split second, Tessa simply stared at the attractive young woman on the doorstep, whom she had never seen before. The strangest idea flashed across her mind, that Colin was having an affair and that his lover had come to tell her so. "Oh, yes, come in. I'm Tessa." Kay wiped her feet conscientiously on the doormat and followed Tessa into a sitting room that was smaller, shabbier, but cosier than the Mollisons'. A tall, balding man with a high forehead was sitting in an armchair with a notebook in his lap and a pen in his hand. "Colin, this is Kay Borden," said Tessa. "She'd like to speak to you." Tessa saw Colin's startled and wary expression and knew at once that the woman was a stranger to him. Really, she thought, a little ashamed, what were you thinking? "I'm sorry to barge in on you like this, unannounced," said Kay, as Colin stood up to shake her hand. "I would have telephoned, but you're Werex Directory, yes?" said Colin. He towered over Kay, his eyes tiny behind the lenses of his